Yes, good evening. My name is Wallace Gator Bradley, and I'm the president of United Peace, Inc. And I want to let you know that this show is being brought to you by the chairman of United Peace, Inc., and she's also the producer of this show, none other than my wife, the woman that I ain't forced to love, but I'm wise to accept that blessing. That's Terry Marsh. And with that, let me say, to God be the glory. I got a very important guest this evening. I happen to walk into a room at the Hilton Hotel, and I'm hearing people talking about land. I'm like, land, what they? And I go in the room, and I see about 150 people. I'll say this, and I'm going to let this man introduce himself. But I want to say this. From now on, when I see a lot, I see property. I see a chance that I need to take to help beautify that community. Yes. When I see a building that's condemned, I know to ask the question. I learned all these things from going in that room and closing my mouth and opening my ears. My wife always tells me, Gideon, that's why they gave you one mouth and two ears. But when I see a condemned building or a property, I know to go ask the alderman one very important question. Can you get a copy of the buildings in your community that may be demolished and see how we can beautify that community? And with that, no further ado, introduce you to a friend of mine. I call him Rob. But Rob,
appreciate it.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Man, it's our viewing audience.
Okay, got it.
Who you be and
right.
what you do.
Well, my name is Rob Rose, and I'm the executive director of the Cook County Land Bank Authority. And the event that Gabe is referring to was the our luncheon, our annual awards luncheon, in which we celebrated both the 5th year anniversary of the land bank, but we also celebrated a number of the developers that we work with who work every day to beautify these neighborhoods. And so when you talk about the land bank, you're talking about a one-stop resource for distressed properties, for vacant houses, abandoned houses, foreclosed homes, vacant lots, as well as commercial strips and industrial buildings. We're working every day to acquire these properties, to clear out all of the back taxes and code violations and things that stop you from being able to redevelop. And then we work through a vast network of developers, investors, homeowners, nonprofit organizations to get these back to the tax rolls, back to productive use.
You know, Rob, people, we always say that we don't get resources. Everybody's screaming about resources. We're
Right.
mad at the mayor because we ain't getting resources. He's only giving the resources downtown.
Right.
But just call them resource.
Right.
Okay, if you can't remember Rob, just remember resource. Just remember a brother that is resource.
Right.
For you.
Well, because what happens is there's only a small group of people who have the money and the patience to wait through a year or 18-month court process that can go to get the demo list, go to court, go through all that, and then be able to pay those taxes, right? Clear out the water bill, all those things. The land bank takes on that burden. So when we talk about providing resource, we go in and we do all of that heavy lifting. We got the legal team, we've got the expertise on staff, we've got the funding to do so. So then we'll open it up to so many more people who are able to come to us who want to get into the rehab game but didn't have access to this inventory or didn't have the resources to be able to do it themselves. So we're providing that resource to them. And I tell you, it's been incredible. We've had an incredible base.
Well, I'm a political nut.
Yes, sir.
I love my politics. I'm saying that to say because this was an ideal, a vision of a commissioner, Cook County commissioner. And she was able to get the support from the Cook County Board President,
right,
along with the other Cook County Commissioners, especially the Cook County Commissioner that helped me, and that's Cook County Commissioner Jerry Butler. Hey man, could you share that with our viewing audience?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Who this beautiful woman is?
So Commissioner Bridget Gaynor, she's a county commissioner of the 10th District, was really the driving force behind the creation of the land bank. And as Gator said, she was able to garner the support of Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle and all the other commissioners on the board to be able to help them see and understand how important this organization would be. And with the President's help, with the Board of Commissioners, the Land Bank was founded January 16th, 2013.
Wow.
It was a unanimous vote to create the land bank, and I tell you, we've had the full support of the Board of Commissioners, the Board President, and been led by our chairwoman, Commissioner Bridget Gaynor. So it's really been all of these things coming together to be able to make the land bank as successful as it's been.
Now, my question, I want my viewing audience to understand the importance of not just seeing an African American male. He ain't facing sideways, he ain't got no numbers in front of him. Here's an African American male letting you know, because God has blessed him with that responsibility,
Right.
that when you're standing on the corner now, and you feel like you got to stand on that corner to sell cigarettes or to sell drugs, you know, which is wrong. Just think and dream that, hey, man, if I had this lot, I can do something.
That's it.
You know what I mean? A vision is something that lets you know that anything is possible if you walk by faith in God.
Right.
Here's Rob, the resource.
And you know, that ingenuity that you talk about, to be able to go out there and hustle, you take that and redirect it into something positive. Come to us and buy a house, get that house rehabbed, do a wonderful job, get a homeowner in it, make some money that way, be able to take that money, flip it back into your business. You're talking about now being able to create a sustainable business that's also helping the community, but also putting some money in your pockets.
Right.
And that same kind of hustle and drive that people have out there, what we're saying is that come to us and we will provide you with the resources to be able to do that, to redevelop your communities. So we've got single family homes, 2, 3, 4 flats, right? We've got multi-family buildings, we've got commercial lots, industrial lots, both vacant lots and buildings, right? You've got a vision for something. If you've got the vision, we've got the inventory, and we'll work together to make that happen. And that's really what the Cook County Land Bank is all about. It's about providing those opportunities, and we really do strive to help increase neighborhood ownership.
So when you see a block, you can dream about doing a strip mall on that block.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. Caller, I hear you. I mean, I see you. I'm glad you called it in, and I hope you got some righteous questions for Rob, the resource man. Hey, man, my man, talk to me. What up, Ray?
Maybe this is just a little bit on the outside, but if there's any man that could do it, it's him. Sir, on some of these commercial apartments and stuff, the land, is there any way you could build maybe when the people get out of prison, build something like a trade, building for them, carpentry, millwright, all of that stuff, so that when they get out or when they're about to get out, they say, you know what? I heard about this place, and instead of going on the street, they'll go to the property where they can get some training.
Right.
That would help everybody, believe me.
Hey, Ray, before you answer that question, aren't you a veteran too?
I'm a veteran. I'm a 7-year-old veteran that fought in Vietnam, and I do it again because I love this country.
Okay, the reason I asked you that question, Cause I'll be going to the veterans thing right there. What's that, Browns? With my father-in-law, you know, and I'm hearing a lot of veterans saying that they have veteran loans or whatever that is. You follow what I'm saying?
I sure. You know what? Maybe you should have somebody on the show one day to talk about that.
Okay.
That's how I got my home through the veterans.
My man.
Right.
Great.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right, thanks, Ray. I'm letting him answer your question.
Yes, sir. So thanks for the call, Ray, and thank you for serving our country. My dad's also a vet, and we wouldn't be where we were without the sacrifice that was being made by people who serve in the military for us. So thank you. To answer your question, so the Cook County Land Bank, while we don't do any of the development, what we do is we facilitate. So we get the properties and we make it available. And we're already working with a number of organizations that are doing this work. We're working with a Safer Foundation that provides opportunities for returning citizens and being able to both provide them with workforce opportunities as well as shelter. So we're doing that. There are a number of groups that we're working with that also are employing hard-to-employ returning citizens. There's IMAN, the Inner Muslim Action Network,
Right.
the Green Reentry Program, and there are a number of houses that they purchase from us, and then they're using those guys to be a part of the rehab and then provide housing, for them. So we're supporting these organizations with the inventory, and we're always looking to add more partners to what we're doing. So if you want to help us connect with more of these organizations, please reach out and do so. But this is something that we're actively are doing by supporting these organizations.
Hey,
we
Rob.
don't build them, but we do support those who do.
Hey, give Ray, I know you're there with your pen and pad, so the rest of my viewing audience, I'd like for you to give the number where they can
Sure.
call you, where they can reach you.
Okay. So our phone number is area code 312-603-8015. That's 312-603-8015, Cook County Land Bank.
And what's that address?
Yeah, so the web address of the website is www.cookcountylandbank.org. www.cookcountylandbank.org.
And if they want to come downtown to the office, they got an office address?
We have an office address. We're at 29 West Washington, and we're on the 29th floor. So that's the county building, the George Dunn building,
Right.
69 West Washington, and we're on the 29th floor.
Hey, Ray. Hey, man, this is the time you welcome to sit here.
Yeah.
But this is the time where I go and give them some of the news that they can use with the last.
I'm gonna sit here and be front row seat.
My man, I appreciate you, man.
All right.
Hey, caller, I hear you. Talk to me. State your name.
Yeah. Okay, my name is James. When you talk about the support, right? Now, Bruce Rauner wants the money from Willie Wilson where he took from him. He should, Willie Wilson not get the money back because Bruce Rauner give money to everybody else. And organization like the police foundation and other people foundation.
Right.
Then Willie Wilson keep the money. And the media trying to smear what's the name? The media and Bruce Rauner them. And
Right.
Bruce Rauner them get money to everybody else.
Right. You know what? I'm glad that's a good segue into the story that I was about to bring up.
That's right.
And this is what you're talking about. Buying votes is wrong unless you're working for the very rich. That was an opinion. No, that was a story about Phil Cadner. And he hit it right on the point. When you see this governor's race, and you can rest assured they're going to spend nearly $250 million in this race. When you read in the newspaper how they spending 200-something thousand, Pritzker, which is my guy, that's who I'm with, he's spending $207,000 a day from March 21st to June the 30th. Okay, the vast majority of that was going toward the TV commercials that you're seeing. And Rauner has spent close to maybe 60 or 70 million.
I think 83 is
83 million.
Mm-hmm.
the same way, advertising,
83,000.
buying votes. Because when they break it down, I'm just going to be hypothetical. If it was 100 votes and they spent 2 million and one got 51 votes and one got 49 votes, they would have broke down how much money they spent, and they would have said they spent so many hundreds of thousands
Right.
per that vote. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
Elderly asked me, she said, Gator, one thing I can say about you, I may not see you every time I see JB, but one thing for sure, whenever I see you, I always see JB coming and going, because I got him on my front and I got him on my back. And she say, are you getting any part of that advertising dollars? And I scratch my head. I said, When I talk to JB again, I'm going to say you need to spend some advertising dollars in the black community. And hey, y'all, boo, color is color I am. But that to say, Willie had a right to spend his money how he wanted to spend his money, and he has always given money to the people. And one thing in this article, it says, all the money they spend on advertising on the TVs and the radio, one thing he can say about Willie, Willie spent his money directly with the people. So with that, we're going to move further on the next story. But hey, man, I'm glad you called. You brought it into my show. Appreciate you. Now we want to talk about this shooting. Now that they released a lot of other cam videos about the young man that got killed in the 3rd Ward. The brother's name is Maurice Cranton Jr. They said he had a gun. But when you see the rest of the cam tape or whatever it is, these are the various shots from various different cam angles. You see where the young man was climbing the fence to try to get away. He wasn't turning around shooting an individual. Okay? So that's going to have to be addressed. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because of this story. This agreement will stand the test of time. Mayor Emanuel, the AG Madigan, who's the Attorney General for the state, they unveiled a draft plan for the Chicago Police Department reform. And one of the things that was the sticking point was that the Inspector General Ferguson he wants to make sure that a part of that draft or that proposal that he wants the federal marshal or the federal judge to monitor is making sure that they document every time they pull a gun on a citizen in the city of Chicago. He wants that to be documented, and I believe it should be. Okay? One thing I know from what I read in the leak of the draft, now you can go on the Tribune, go online, and you can scan down and read the draft for yourself. Fraternal Order Police got a problem with this consent decree. And that should open our ears and eyes. If they got a problem with it, this must be the right thing to do.
Right.
So let us put aside our hate for the mayor or the superintendent and mad at Lisa Madigan because her daddy is Mike Madigan, and pay attention to us standing together in this city to help turn the tide on all violence, including black-on-black violence. Let's prosecute, including the violence by a corrupt police officer on an African American or any citizen in this city. And let's prosecute. But if we got a federal monitor with new rules, because you got to understand this here, the Fraternal Order Police their contract is up, and it's about to be a new contract with a more understanding and a balance, that they got to be something in place to make an individual, whether he's a police officer or not, grab his head like I'm scratching my bald head to say, man, I know if I kill this guy or I shoot this guy, there's a chance that I could be prosecuted for a crime just like a gangbanger. Because everybody hears them police superintendent been saying for years and years, I'm not talking about Superintendent Johnson, he may have said it, but all the other superintendents have said that the Chicago Police Department is the biggest gang in town. So I'm just saying, let's support that that's right. Let's get over the hateism, because of hateism is why we got Trump. Okay? And another thing, while we on that subject, they're talking about another march. And this time they want to shut down Lakeshore Drive and go to Wrigley Field. And there's a march where they talking about they want the mayor and the superintendent to resign. I can't support them resigning, but I mean, if you want to march to be about stopping the violence, that's a wonderful thing to do. That's why I was on the damn ride. It wasn't talking about individual personalities. It was talking about stopping all violence. Okay? All lives matter. Blue lives matter. Black lives matter. Brown lives matter. White lives matter. Gay and lesbian lives matter. Everybody's lives matter. Stop the violence. But one thing, as I was reading the story, I'm saying to myself, from what the planners of the march, I'm not dissing the brothers, I'm just reading. I'm just sharing with y'all what I read. They say they want to take diversity and go to Lakeshore Drive and then go to Wrigley Field. And I'm saying to myself, now, I've been to Cubs games. I don't see an exit or interest on diversity to Lakeshore Drive. So maybe they got to change that plan, because those that want to follow someone, they want to follow someone that know where they're going. That's all that I'm saying on that. And I wish them well. And for this race that's coming up, this governor's race, I see where Ronner all of a sudden wants to, like the gentleman was saying earlier, he wants to cut off the money flow to Willie Wilson. But you and Willie is friends. Y'all both Republicans. You know what I mean? You gave the man $2,000 for his foundation. But that's what Willie do with the foundation money. He give it to people to help with their mortgage or to help get people out of jail that shouldn't be in there for $50 and end up being there a year, and that's costing taxpayers money. So I want to say hooray, hooray to Willie, because you showed us how to help the taxpayers not spend so much money feeding individuals $100-something a day to feed individuals when they bond just $50.
Right. Well, you know, I think at the heart of what's happening here, right, is that I think for this upcoming mayoral race, the candidates are going to have to be able to explain how their policies are going to help people.
Right, I agree with you.
It's great to do a lot of downtown developments, and it's great to attract people, but how does that trickle down, or how does that spill over to help, or what are you doing directly to help neighborhoods and help people?
Right.
And so you may or may not agree with what Willie Wilson did, but at the heart of it, at least he's looking for a way to help people.
Right.
And I think that's at the heart of anybody.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's what I'm saying. Whoever is running for mayor and the mayor that's running to be reelected, y'all need to find a way to support this program to bring the money to the people in the community to help beautify the community. That makes sense, don't it, man?
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. That's what y'all should do. Y'all should all agree to this. It's called an agenda. Man, we got an agenda.
That's it.
That's for every candidate. that's running for mayor, that's running to be elected alderman, tell them about this agenda about the land bank again, man, before we close out.
Well, it's all about the resources that the Cook County Land Bank is bringing to the table to be able to beautify these neighborhoods, rebuild these neighborhoods, uplift these neighborhoods. You know, Chicago's a city of neighborhoods.
Right.
And if you fundamentally understand that, then you fundamentally understand that the way that Chicago is going to get back to being the blustering, growing, world-class city that we know it can all be, is that we've got to strengthen the neighborhoods. And it starts with all the vacancies that we have and being able to find ways for people in the neighborhood to control that neighborhood.
Hey, Brother Ron, give them your name and number again.
Okay.
Where they can reach out to you.
Yes, sir.
And this is for everyone, especially those who want to be elected to office. November 6, 2018, and in 2019. Give me information, Ron.
All right. The Cook County Land Bank, our number is 312-603-8015, and we're located at 69 West Washington on the 29th floor. The Cook County Land Bank Authority.
And you know, I think we got a friend. 6th Ward Alderman, Roderick Sawyer.
Right, so yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. We
right.
do work with Alderman Sawyer. Yeah,
Right, you doing something with Maurice Perkins? You trying to do some Maurice Perkins on 45th?
We're trying to do some work with everybody.
Right, my man. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Just then, you know, they've been kicking your name. I'm glad I met you because, you know, we sitting in the cigar bar smoking. They say, man, that's a brother that know how to do something with land. With that, I want to say everybody love somebody. Let's all pray to stop the violence. And tomorrow at 3 o'clock, come to, I believe it's 6320 South King Drive. Is going to be a town hall meeting. It's where the old Walgreens was at, on 63rd and King Drive. There's going to be a town hall meeting about stopping the violence. I'm going to be there, and I'm asking everyone else to be there. Elders, the millennials, former gang members, ex-felons, law enforcement, and aldermen, please come there and join the town hall meeting. So with that, let me close out by saying it's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you for having me.
And to God be the glory.
Amen.
Adios.